Okay, so the plan is to use this floral wire that I had gotten when Joann Fabrics went out of business. I used it for a Pumbaa puppet that I made, and use this as the base of the head and wire it onto the bike before I do the paper mache, so that way it'll be more sturdy. I'm hoping, because I don't want it to just like fall off. So I think that's where I'm going to start, because that's going to be the messiest part. In the past, these kitchen scissors have actually cut the wire the best. I have wire cutters somewhere. I think the pliers in here actually work. Yeah, I don't know. I've got these too, which sometimes they work, sometimes not. I have wire cutters for jewelry making, but I don't know where they are. My biggest thing was, what am I going to do about fabric for wings? Where am I going to get it now that Joann Fabrics is out of business? So I went to Michael's last night and was looking at this like mermaid looking fabric. It was shiny, it was sparkly, it was very 80s. And I liked it, but I wasn't loving it. And then there was this gold glitter tulle. And I was like, well, that could work for a wing, but I don't know. And I was like, my roommate was with me, and I was like, I need some divine inspiration. And she went to like move a bolt of fabric, and it like dropped and fell. And I was like, that's kind of the color of the bike. And it's got like stars, and it's glittery, and it was like all the things. So I was like, that's it. And it was literally divine inspiration. Like God just dropped it out of the heavens for us. So this is going to be the wings. And I also got some flowers to add onto the head later. And my roommate thought this looked like a horse. You know how they have the things on their head? Sorry, the sun is in the way. So this will be for the horse. And then we also got, this matched the color. There goes my receipt flying away. The color of the bike for the tail and the mane. So I'm going to mix this with some ribbon that I already have. And then this floral wire, I may have to go back and get more of it. I'm not sure. But this is how, this floral wire is how I'm going to attach the head. And then this is what I'm going to use for the frame, for the wings. And then cover the fabric around this and like glue gun it on and in and like wire it onto the bike. I think I'm going to need more of this because I'm looking at how low the back part of where the wings is going to be. And then I may or may not glue feathers onto the wings as well. A Pegasus does have feathers in all of the photos that I found. I guess the feathers make it fly because it's got, I don't know, a mythological creature. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, for Xanadu, there's one scene where Kira, the main character, rides in on a Pegasus. And one of my 6th graders actually came up with the idea to turn a bike into a Pegasus. So, thanks to Facebook Marketplace, we have this bike. I thought I was gonna have to spray paint the bike white, but I think I'm just gonna go with the hot pink because the main character has pink on anyhow, and So I went to Michael's last night and got some supplies. Just washed the bike off because it was kind of dirty. It's a BMX bike. It still works, but what I love is it's got these like foot things. So I think we're gonna have somebody like pushing her on it, and she can just have her feet on that, and she can fly off to Mount Olympus. So I'm gonna let the bike dry in the Florida sun. I did wipe off some of the water because I don't really want it to rust, but I needed to rinse it. I think it's okay that I just sprayed it off with the hose. I took a Lysol wipe on some areas. And we're gonna do some paper mâché and see what we can come up with here. I think I'm gonna set up a time lapse and you can follow along. Okay, now I gotta figure out the actual paper mâché because I'm gluten-free and I used to be able to touch gluten and it was okay. But the last time I did paper mâché, when I made the timon and I was working on it for like 2 hours, I had a really weird reaction. I had like red bumps all over my arms. It was when I sat down to eat, so I think I still had like residue on me that I like ate by accident or something, and I like couldn't breathe, and I had like a weird hot flash, like my body got all flushed. I don't know. It was some sort of nervous system reaction. So I think I might do glue and water, but I'm afraid it's not going to hold as well. So I'm going to try almond flour. I don't know if it's going to work. I'll look it up. Okay, I forgot I had bought this plaster wrap, which I used in college. Gosh, I can't tell. The sun is so bright, I can't tell if the bike is in the picture. Yeah, it is. Okay. So I have this. I'm gonna attempt to use this. I don't think plaster has gluten, so I think I'm okay. I don't know. I don't know why it would. I was afraid it would make it heavy. I'm afraid it's going to be too heavy this way. But that might be good. Yeah, see, that's not going to stick on the bottom. Oh, there we go. Okay. Maybe it'll work. Just don't want it to be I think this is more for like on top of it. It works great for masks because I've done masks with it before, and that was awesome. I think I might have to go to the paper mache and just do the glue and water and pray it holds, because I don't know. Do one more strip. Let's see if it holds this. Maybe it needs more water. Maybe that'll give it extra reinforcement. Who knows? I don't know. It's an experiment. I'm just... I probably, maybe I should cut smaller strips. These are so big. I'm just impatient. Oh, now we're gonna have plaster all over the bike. Probably need to cut it in small strips like you do with paper mache. This is what I was picturing. What I remember is the strips being like this and then just crisscrossing them like that way across. But plaster is super heavy when it dries, which is why I feel like it could be a good thing for the base here, because it would weigh it down and keep it supportive. Maybe the stick looks really stupid on this side, but it's like too late to go back. I'm gonna have to saw that off. Or just, it's not gonna matter because she's gonna be coming in from that side anyhow. All right, this is not terrible. It's not bad. I don't know how it's gonna dry. Like all the holes, I don't remember the holes being there. Like I remember the holes closing in. So I'm a little confused about that. But that stick is doing a good job holding the head up. I'm definitely not gonna have enough. Look at this, I'm almost done. But maybe if I get the base, then I can, I also read that paper towels are really good for paper mache. So I was thinking of trying that because apparently it's easier to like mold paper mache with paper towels. So I was thinking that would work good for like the eyes and the nose shape, because this is very, very basic here, you know. Gosh, I just remember how heavy the plaster masks that we used in college were, and I don't feel like this is very heavy, which is kind of interesting. But I feel like paper mache is a lot lighter. wire touching it because I don't want the wire to have it. We'll have to paint all that. And I don't know how I'm doing the ears yet. Oh, it's hardening. Wow, okay. But is it hardening to the wire? Yeah, some of it is. Okay. It definitely hardened to the tape. I almost think I could have like covered the even tape. I need to wash that off before it dries. All right. I'm gonna go get the hose again. I kind of want to keep going because it's laying it so fast, but I'm afraid it's gonna get too heavy. And my dog is like, no! Right, I'm gonna have to wash that again because I'm not even done. I don't have gloves, that's also the problem. If I had gloves, I would just do the stuff and be done with it. I have Model Magic. I could do Model Magic. Eyes, ears. I don't know if I keep going or not. I'm just getting too heavy. I don't know. But I don't want to start the wings yet. Okay. I'm gonna do the ears. What was a horse ear shape? I gotta look at a picture and see what a horse ear looks like. Okay, we are back. This is the plaster I've been using. And then I grabbed, this is smaller, I think it's a better size. Also, they're so cute. This is something, fairy tales, and they had really cute bookish stuff. Had to also stop at the church yard sale. I need this book next month for teaching. yard sale also had this. It's a pig. My niece loves pigs. How could I not? And it's like a flying one. And they love these. And then this I saw last time I was at the yard sale. But this time I had cash. So I'm gonna use this in my 6th grade drama class. I think they'll love it. But now let's go back outside and see if we can finish out the base. I think this is the hardest part. It's probably all dried by now. Doesn't look too bad.
Seeing anyone do it would have, he knew. When, in all of history, had a human ever taken to wing quite like this? On the back of a bird? Never. Not that he'd ever read. In the age before the cataclysm, birds had been small, or if large enough to carry a person, then lacking flight. But there were myths from the more ancient days, weren't there? Stories of firebirds and winged reptiles big enough for this. Yet never had he read an account of anyone doing what Arden now did. Ride the wind with the bird. And she looked more than a little amazing as she did it, too. Skin, clothes, and hair all coordinating with the...
Okay, I've just been glue gunning all of that and that. I think I have the wings propped up now enough. There's the cute tail. And I just have to paint the face. Also, I'm a little confused because apparently the paper mâché that I used the last time was actually gluten-free according to the internet. However, I used a mixture of both, and that explains why when I did the masks, I did not have a reaction. But then when I was making the puppet and actually using newspaper and flour paste, I had a reaction. I was thinking it was the stuff I bought, like a combination, because that was really dusty. But apparently the pre-made paper mache is gluten-free, so I have some of that still, and I might use that to shape some parts of, I guess that's not a good spot for the phone. I might use that for some parts of it, so anyhow. Alright, now I'm coming out of the parking lot. I'll stop doing this because it's probably not the best idea. Even though there's no rules about driving with a cell phone in Florida. It's not enforced. I've been on the phone with it up to my ear, cars, police driving by, and nobody says anything. And honestly, I drive one-handed all the time, except occasionally when it's really windy on 95. But I like to think that I'm a good driver. My uncle was a race car driver, and my grandpa, and they're both really good drivers, and I like to think that I inherited some of that, I don't know, I'm a good driver. I've done the spark plugs on my car. I'm handy, you know. Clearly I'm making a freaking Pegasus. So now I'm rambling for 2 minutes, and this is gonna be a long, boring video. People will be fast forwarding, but that's okay, because I think it'll be interesting. I'm definitely gonna put it on my YouTube channel. Why not? I have like a few random craft videos that actually have quite a few views. One from a cake I decorated, one from these like vintage things. I don't know, they're online, you can find them. But I should record more because I feel like sometimes it could be helpful. Like the whole Lion King thing, I put them on my Instagram, but I don't think people who follow my Bookstagram really care. I have plaster in my hair. But I think there are people who would care. Okay, so went to Michael's, got more plaster. I found some smaller flowers because I think the flowers that I got yesterday are going to be too big. Now that I've done the head, it's not as huge as I thought it was. So let's go see how it goes.